Miami Vice and Crime Story will not be seen tonight, so that we may bring you NBC Sports' special presentation of the Fiesta Bowl.
The following is a presentation of NBC Sports, proud to be the network of the 1988 Summer Olympic Games.
A year ago at the Orange Bowl, a national title is within Joe Paterno's grasp, but it's not to be. Oklahoma rides off with a 25-10 win. That same night in New Orleans, the Sugar Bowl, Vinny Testaverde sacked 8 times, 3 interceptions, 3 fumbles. Tennessee 35, Miami 7. Those disappointments are placed aside as the sun rises on a new season. In the next 4 months, all the contenders will be tested. Only 2 will run the gauntlet without a loss. In the season's first showcase, Testaverde throws 4 touchdown passes. Miami 28, Oklahoma 16. The Hurricanes replace the Sooners atop the polls. Alabama will move up to second, but a month later at Tuscaloosa, Penn State snaps the Crimson Tide's 13-game winning streak. The same day, the picture crystallizes further as Colorado upsets third-ranked Nebraska, the Cornhuskers' first loss. Later, Michigan is ranked number 2, standing between Miami and Penn State, but the Wolverines lose at home to Minnesota. 7 days later, Penn State crushes Pitt. The Nittany Lions are 11-0. Then on Thanksgiving night, Jimmy Johnson is without his starting quarterback. With Testaverde sidelined, Johnson turns to senior reserve Jeff Torretta. The Hurricanes top East Carolina and go to 11-0. Only Miami and Penn State greet the new year with a chance to be number 1. 2 separate paths, 1 destination. The steps along the way to a showdown. And now, as the sun sets on this college football season, all that remains is one game for the national title. NBC Sports presents the College Football National Championship. The Miami Hurricanes meet the Penn State Nittany Lions in the sun-kissed Fiesta Bowl. The ultimate game of this college football season will be played on a gorgeous night in the Valley of the Sun. As game time approaches, it's 60 degrees at Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe, Arizona. And we're just moments away from a meeting between 2 11-0 teams ranked 1st and 2nd in the country. An even dozen victories will make one of them the national champion.
High and short. Thomas at the 14, out to the 20. An excellent return man just past the 30-yard line where Bobby Harden makes the tackle. 17 yards on the return, and the Penn State Nittany Lions, led by their quarterback John Schaefer, an academic All-America, with DJ Dozier and Tim Manoa, Eric Hamilton, Ray Roundtree, and Brian Seiberling, the tight end. Conlon, Morgan, Radisek, Wisniewski, and Clayton, the offensive line. First down for Penn State at their own 31-yard line. Play action. Almost sacked and then dumped. Dan Sileo. Second down and 24. And Tim Manoa gets the ball. Dozier then coming out with the football. They're going to mark the ball dead at the 20-yard line. A gain of 4. It's going to be 3rd down and 20. And what Penn State wanted to do, Jimmy, was to control the ball. Here's the defense: Stubbs, Sileo, Brown, and Hawkins. And the inside pressure from Sileo and Jerome Brown, what you expect to see. Winston Moss, George Meyer Jr., Rod Carter, the linebackers. And the secondary, Ellis, Bain, Brown, and Blake.
I think what they wanted to do is try and open it up at the beginning to change some of the tendencies they had coming into this football game. It obviously did not work on that first down play.
Mumford in motion. Schaefer with pressure again, and he is wrestled down for the 2nd time in the ball game. This time it was Bill Hawkins who got it.
David
Kintai at the 42. Stumbles. and offensive firepower. Oh, Testaverde, Melvin Bratton, Highsmith, Irvin, Blaze, and the tight end Charles Henry. Maddox, Alegna, Riccozzi, O'Connor, and Proven, Matt Patch and Forscott Proven at the tackle. And there was a marker down. The tight end changes side. That's Charles Henry. Testaverde takes a lot of time. He gives to Bratton. And Bratton outside on the far sideline. Shane Conlon was the man chasing him. Let's look at that defense of Penn State. And the front three of White, Rousseau, and Johnson. The strength, of course, the linebackers. Graham Bauer, Giftopoulos, and All-America Shane Conlon. And problems in the secondary. Cobbs, Henderson, Isom, and Johnson. The problem is they're not that tall. It's a small secondary.
That's the biggest problem they have. Michael Irvin, 6'2" wide receiver from Miami, is going against a couple of defensive backs, 5'9", 5'9", 5'10", and 5'11".
And Testaverde's first pass is on target to Michael Irvin, and Irvin has the first down. That's not Irvin said he ran a late 4.49.
Yeah, he just didn't say how late it was.
First down. And here's Highsmith. Gain of 2, and it's second down and 8. No score early in the ball game. Penn State stopped on their first thrust, and first opportunity as Testaverde rolls out. It is tipped in the air. It is incomplete. Highsmith, the intended receiver. Testaverde over the middle to the tight end, Charles Henry. And Henry down at the 35-yard line. 11:20, that is the time remaining. First quarter, we have no score. And the Canes on the move at the 35-yard line of Penn State. And we have flags on the field.
Delay a game on offensive team.
Violation of the 25-second clock, takes the ball out to the 40. It'll be first down and 15. First and 15, and here's Highsmith. And he is hit at the line of scrimmage. Falls. Penn State showing the blitz, and it's coming. There's pressure from the outside, but the pass is to Highsmith, spins away.
Want a lot of fresh people in there because they know Testaverde has a great deal of mobility. They want to keep those people fresh so they can continually try to put some pressure on the Miami quarterback.
Third down and 4. Testaverde rolling right. Lots of time. He throws deep into the end zone, and it is incomplete. Fourth and 4. 9:39 is the time, first quarter. Testaverde over the middle, tipped. It's incomplete. Henry, the intended receiver, the tight end. The Nittany Lions hold. Dan Cilio one time and Bill Hawkins the other, and the Nittany Lions second time in offense from their own 29-yard line. No score.
Plain water. There's a water bottle.
DJ Dozier. And Dozier is wrapped up at about the 34-yard line. Second down and 5. Eric Hamilton in motion. To the 45-yard line. He's got the first down. Penn State with their first down of the ball game. With a swing left flat. It is over the head of Steve Smith, and it is a forward pass, so it is incomplete. Starting quarterback. Second down and 10. And we've got flags. Starting offensively and defensively. Movement in the offensive line. And
the one that drives this team.
Second and 15. DJ Dozier to the 49-yard line. Third down and 5. Schaefer to throw, has pressure, and the pass is incomplete. Bruno kicking to Kintai. There's pressure. He gets it off. Kintai a fair catch, but he wants to let it go into the end zone, but it bounces in the field of play. The ball stays at the 1-yard line. This is Charlie Jones with Jimmy Cefalo and Bob Greasy in the national championship on the line. Miami with the ball at their own 2-yard line. Testaverde has completed 3 of 6 for 30 yards. No score. Karpinski down the ball on the punt at the 2. And Highsmith gets the call, and the defense stops him right at the line of scrimmage. His momentum may take him to the 3-yard line. Here at the Sunkist Fiesta Bowl. Testaverde to throw from the end zone far side. And it is incomplete. Good defensive play by Duffy Cobbs. Testaverde with protection and time, and he throws over the middle to Bratton, and it is complete at the 15-yard line. No score in the ball game. 6.5 minutes to go, first period. And here's Bratton. Bratton to the 20-yard line. He picks up 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. 2nd down and 5. Miami from their own 20-yard line. Smith. Ball is loose. And it is recovered by Charles Henry, the tight end. The 3rd down and 4. And Testaverde to throw. Has 4 on the pattern. He goes deep, and it is there. And then knocked loose. And Penn State has the ball if it is ruled a completion. It is ruled a completion. A fumble. And a recovery by Penn State. Duffy Cobb's got it.
It's a 4.40. The problem is he's only 5'9" and runs a 4.8 40.
And here's Dozier. Shut off to the right side, counters to the left, and picks up 4 to the 40-yard line. And now 2nd and 6 at the Canes 40-yard line. Little play action, the reverse. Blair Thomas. And played very beautifully by the Miami defense. Rod Carter, the linebacker.
Lost the other outside linebacker to roll freely and crush people like Blair Thomas with him.
Schaefer's pass is complete, and it is to Dozier, the leading receiver for Penn State. And it's 4th down. John Bruno to kick. Kintai is the deep back. He wants to just hang this one. And he does inside the 10 and out of bounds at the 9-yard line. And Shane Conlon back in the ball game for Penn State. It's a 1st down for Miami at their own 9 as Alonzo Highsmith. 2nd down and 7. They marked it to the 12. Testaverde, all the time in the world. Now he runs out of time in his drop. Don Graham got him. First sack for Penn State. And Testaverde wants a timeout.
Well, he missed a week because of the injury, and also with all the awards, he missed a lot of practice. A little uptight.
From the end zone with pressure. He's out to the 5, to the 10, to the 20, has the 1st down to the 24-yard line. 5 linebackers in the set now for Penn State on 1st and 15. And Highsmith jumps to the outside and powers for a couple of extra yards. Hit down. 2nd and 6. Pressure coming. Testaverde hits the open man, Highsmith, who is all alone in the right flap. And he is out to the 42-yard line. And Alonzo Highsmith takes himself out. Darrell Oliver comes in, and Bratton gets the call.
Imagine time of possession is heavily on the side of the Hurricanes.
Here's Bratton.
And that, Charlie.
2nd and 6. Highsmith back into the offensive set for Miami. And Testaverde to throw. Perryman. And we have come to the end of the 1st quarter. The score is Miami 0 and Penn State 0 in the battle for number 1.
Getting them out of their own territory.
He picked up 21 yards and the 1st down. Here's a play action fake, and it is too high and it is incomplete. Testaverde has hit 7 of 12 for 91 yards. 2nd down and 10. Here's the draw. And Highsmith to the 41. So he has a couple. And it's going to be 3rd down and 8. Let's look at the statistics of that strange 1st quarter. Rushing yardage, Miami 42 to 4.
And look at
91 to 3. And look at the time of possession.
That's the big factor there. The passing team, the University of Miami, you would think that they would not have the time of possession on their side, but they are dominating that statistic.
Shows how expert we are. We thought it'd be exactly the other way, and if it was this way, Miami would be leading by 2 touchdowns. 3rd down and 8. No score in the ball game. Opening moments of the 2nd quarter. Testaverde, all the time in the world. And goes deep to Brett. It's intercepted. Duffy Cobb to the 25. And returns to the 30-yard line. 15 yards on the return, and Duffy Cobb's his 5th interception. He had 4 during the season. Own territory. 1st down and no score. And Schaefer with pressure. And he goes deep, has a man, he's there, overthrows him. Roundtree could not get to it. Maybe a step away from 6 points. Giles has come in, Jerry Hugg has come in. They're now the 2 wide receivers. And it's 2nd and 10, and the give is to the first back, and that's Tim Manoa.
Last.
A gain of 5 to the 35, and it's 3rd and 5 as Pomfret, one of the 2 tight ends, is in motion. Here's pressure, and he hangs it up and out of bounds, way overthrowing Pomfret.
To get rid of the ball a little bit earlier than maybe he wanted to.
And John Bruno with his 4th punt. David Kintai set for the return. And putting the pressure on was Bubba McDowell. A great punt. Taken back at the 14-yard line. Out to the 20. A flag is down. 2 flags are down. The return.
Yard punt.
And it's going to be a clipping call against the Canes. The second back is Williams.
Problems well inside their own territory on 3 occasions.
2nd down and 4. Testaverde to throw. Has time. Then he steps forward. He's going to run for it for the 2nd time in the ball game, and he dives at the 20, and they'll mark it down at the 20-yard line.
He simply doesn't have any receivers open downfield.
2 tight ends on the set. 3rd and 1. Trying to dive the left side was Highsmith. And he needed a yard, and I'm not sure if he got it.
20-yard field, although they did have 4 downs when he was playing high school football there instead of the 3 known by the CFL. Do we have the first down? We do, by the judge.
Time remaining in the first half. No score. Here's Williams. Slides to the outside. Has a yard. That's about it. Maybe 2. Testaverde, and it is there to Brian Blades. And Blades down at the 32-yard line. He'll pick a first down at the 33-yard line. And here's Highsmith.
Highsmith, the ball carrier.
Here's Brian Blades on the receiving end of a Testaverde pass. First down and 15. And here comes pressure. And he picks up the blitz, and the pass is incomplete. Brian Blades, he intended to receive. 2nd down. And Vinny to throw again. Over the middle, this one is dropped in and out of the hands of Warren Williams. Should have had that one. Penn State with a 3-man rush. To the sideline, it is Williams. And he is going to come up short of the first down. Ask you if that was did he have home field advantage? And what did he say?
He said the only thing he did was tell the van driver where to go because they were lost sometime going to a banquet.
On the return, it is Jim Coates with the fair catch for Penn State.
He cannot carry this offense by himself.
And here is Dozier, the man who should carry it. He's got the first down, and he is outside the 30. Could this be the spark for Penn State? 19 yards for DJ Dozier. Time remaining 8.5 minutes in the 2nd quarter. And the give is the 2nd back, DJ Dozier, and he fumbled the ball and fell on it. Darryl Giles checks in at wide receiver for Eric Hamilton. 2nd and 11. Here comes pressure. Schaefer to throw. And he is hit. They're going to rule it a fumble, and Miami has recovered. Bill Hawkins recovers the fumble. Jerome Brown caused it. And Miami with the golden opportunity at the Penn State 23-yard line, first down. And here's Highsmith. And he is out of bounds at about the 15. Highsmith, 10 carries, only 31 yards at the 15-yard line. And here's Highsmith to the left side. And he rambles to about the 7. Conlon coming out. Karpinski is in. And it's first down goal to go. Testaverde to throw. And it is there. 1-yard line. Charles Henry, the tight end. Bratton and Highsmith are the running backs. And it is Bratton over the top. He is met, but the ball just breaks a plane. That's all that it has to do. It is a touchdown. Scoring from a yard out. Melvin Bratton, who scored 8 touchdowns during the season, scores the first touchdown of the Sunkist Fiesta Bowl. Here it is.
You want to know why Melvin Brandt will be a first-round draft choice when he comes out of school? That's why. Because he's not afraid to throw his body around and leap over the top. He knows the linebacker is doing the same thing from the other side of the line of scrimmage, but he gets in for the touchdown.
The extra point is up, and it is good. And Mark Seelig to kick off with Blair Thomas and Jim Coates set for the return. At the 15-yard line, here is Coates. Hit at the 20, slips a couple of tackles, and returns to the 25, maybe the 26-yard line.
Find out if Joe Paterno decides to go with Kisner if this continues.
And here's DJ Dozier. And Dozier, a little head fake, and he'll pick up about 9 yards on the play. Second down and 3, as they spotted at the 33-yard line. Dozier showing a little motion, and here's Steve Smith. Dozier has the first down and goes out of bounds just shy of the 40-yard line.
Penn State is trying to throw the football with John Schaefer. As Bob said, it's not the way to get it done.
And here is Schaefer again. They want to set a screen, and he throws it up for grabs, and it is tipped and knocked around and is going to come up incomplete. And it's 2nd and 10. And here is Dozier on the counter, started left, came back right, and sitting there waiting for him was Jerome Brown.
And obviously trying to throw first and run second has not worked for him tonight.
And he has to throw here. It's 3rd down and 12, deep over the middle. It is there. It is caught. Eric Hamilton pulls it in. A big first down, converting on 3rd and 12. First down at the Miami 40-yard line. Miami out in front, 7-0. Just under 4 minutes left to go in the first half. And here's DJ Dozier stepping to the outside. Defense strings him out and pulls him down right at the 40-yard line. Tim Manoa, the first back through, and Manoa rambles to the 20-yard line. He has 20. Back-to-back plays of more than 40 yards at the 21-yard line, and it's a first down. And here's Manoa again, and he just plows. Ball pops loose, but the whistle had been blown at this. Manoa comes out for a breather. Steve Smith comes in, and Schaefer to throw. And it is high, and it is incomplete. He was going to Eric Hamilton. 2:09. That is the time remaining in the first half. Miami leads 7-0. Here's Schaefer rolling and throwing. The pass is complete. Manoa has it, and he is out of bounds at the 5-yard line. He picks up 12. It'll be first down and goal to go. It's Manoa. Ball is loose, and it is recovered by Penn State. Penn State will have to hurry. 3, 2. They get it off with a second to go. Schaefer rolling, wants to throw. It's open to run, and he dives for it, and he's got it. John Schaefer from goat to hero as he scores the touchdown. Massimo Manca will now try to go for the tie. Matt Kisner to hold. Greg Truitt the snapper. And it's good. And in merchandising too, of course. Manca kicking off. And Penny takes it at the 1-yard line. JC's to the 10. As a block, makes a cut at the 20. Nice return to the 25-yard line.
No, I still think you stay with your offense. They've got the ability to move it downfield. No sense in going deep right off the bat, although that's what Testaverde likes to do.
And has the time, and now the time runs out as he goes short to Bratton, and it's incomplete. And it'll be 2nd down and 10. Duffy, 2nd and 10. 4 out of the pattern. Here's pressure. A stiff arm pushes him away. Turns back, fires, pass is complete as he goes to Perryman, and he is cut down at the 35-yard line. And of course, the clock wound when at the ready from the referee. 2-man rush by Penn State. And the pass is low to the outside and incomplete. He does have open receivers, but he has to find it. Second down and 10. 4 men on the rush. Goes deep to the left and finds him. This time it's Brian Blades. And Blades is out of bounds at the 42-yard line. 7-7 tie as Perryman comes wide to the near side. And Irvin is in the slot right. Highsmith goes out in the pattern. Bratton stays in the block. And here's the pressure. Matt Patchen makes the play for Miami. Both backs stay in the block this time for Testaverde. He wants to go long, and he does far side. And it is incomplete. 13 seconds left to go second quarter. Conlon comes on the blitz, can't get to him. Testaverde rolls, throws, pass is complete to Irvin. Irvin heads for the sideline. He wants to stop the clock. He goes out at the 34-yard line with 3 seconds left. 23 yards on the play. And Mark Seelig is in with a field goal attempt. And he has hit this year from 47, 48, and 49 yards, but a flag back at the 44-yard line. And that's the reason you see Seelig coming back to the sideline. And the penalty will be marked off against Miami. And here's the call from Jimmy Harper.
Beyond the line, we threw the ball. Ineligible
receiver beyond the line when he threw the ball.
Hope for an interference, but interference in college is different than pro. I doubt if we'll see it.
And they go with a straight handoff with Highsmith trying to break it up front, and he goes to the 42-yard line of Penn State as time runs out in the first half. He picks up 18 yards on the play, but the first half comes to a close, and we are tied at 7-7 between the Hurricanes of Miami, the Nittany Lions of Penn State, in the battle for number 1. We even asked the officials about it. The official said, when the game's over, we leave.
That's right. So if the teams decide to stay on the field and go at it for another quarter or so, the officials won't be there.
Second half is underway. And Bratton takes it at the 1-yard line. And Melvin is out to the 9, slips a tackle at the 10, makes a nice move, and returns to the 15-yard line. So he has 14 yards on the return for Melvin Bratton. The long layover at the end of the season. Now the two teams with a half underway. Let's see if they can turn loose here. And Bratton, the ball carrier, hit at the line of scrimmage, spins and picks up a couple to the 17. It's going.
Penn State defensive backs are playing.
2nd and 8. Testaverde, little play action. As time drops it over the middle, it's dropped. Now, first third down opportunity of the second half. Testaverde, far side. Irvin juggles it, and it is incomplete.
Enough time you start looking behind you and not concentrating on the football. Michael Irvin did it that time and dropped the ball.
Fiegels with his second kick. He gets it off. A flag is down. He was hit. They'll bring it all back. Here's Coates on the return. There was running into the kicker. It's 5 yards on the penalty and not an automatic first down, and that's the reason they went back and took the punt. And Penn State has the ball at their own 38-yard line, first down. Going with a double tight end set. And Pomfret in motion. And here's Dozier. And Dozier just fights his way to the 42-yard line. 2nd and 6. Schaefer taking a lot of time. A fumble on the snap from center, and Miami says they have the ball. Penn State says they have it. Let's see what the officials say. And Penn State retains possession. Jerry Huggan is a wide receiver. And Schaefer back to throw, and here comes the pressure. Pretty good protection. Tipped, it's in the air. A diving interception. They say no, could not get to it.
And put a couple of balls inside the 10-yard line, and as you see, a 42-point average.
And this is his 5th punt. Here's pressure, and he gets it off. And again, it was Bubba McDowell with the pressure. Kintai at the 20 to the 25, and nailed at the 27-yard line.
They've averaged 38 points a game. They've gone a little over a half and have only scored 7 points. The key here is patience.
And Testaverde rolling left. Has lots of time. He goes deep. Irvin battling for the ball. It is incomplete. Outstanding defensive play by Eddie Johnson. Miami at their own 26-yard line. We're tied 7-7. Just over 12 minutes to go. In the third quarter, Testaverde steps away again. Got out of the arms of two rushers, and finally the third man gets him.
And a bag of hamburgers.
And a bag of hamburgers, that's right. Third down and 12. There's pressure again. He gets it off. The pass is complete. Not going to be a lot of yardage, but Perryman spins away. He almost got away. Fourth down and 6. And coach takes it at the 22. And there's going to be a clipping called against Penn State. And there's the clip call. We've got a timeout. 10:59. That is the time remaining. We are in the third quarter. It is 7-7 battling for number 1. First down for Penn State at the 13. And he gives to DJ Dozier. And DJ out to the 16-yard line. We'll give him 3. It's going to be second down and 7. And it's second down and 6. And here is Dozier. And he slips through and still keeps going. And one of the problems with the gap 8 when you put so many men up front is that if you can get past them, you get past those 8 men up front, you've got some running room. Now with 10:15 left to go in the third, and we are tied at 7-7. Schaefer back to throw. As time stands in to Dozier. Dozier spins away, and he's to the 41-yard line. In fact, in the last 4 games, Seiberling and Dozier together a total of 25 receptions. That's the last 4 games of the regular season. You saw flags went down. So you're right. They ended up the season with an offense to the running back and to the tight end, and they just pick it up here.
Charlie, to go back and explain what a gap 8 defense is. It's simply a defensive man in every gap.
And the penalty against Miami for 5 yards, and it is a first down. And here's Dozier with the counter, and he slips a tackle. He'll pick up a yard, maybe 2 on the play.
Runner that he was early in his career.
And now replaced by the sophomore Blair Thomas, who many feel is going to be just as good, if not better. And the give to the first back is Steve Smith, and Miami is waiting for this one. And let's watch from the end zone. We're looking now through the defense of the Canes. And you can see exactly what Bob Greasy was talking about with the set of the 8 players. In the gaps, it is up, it is in the air, it is intercepted, it is Selwyn Brown. And Brown to the 40-yard line of Penn State. 18 yards on the interception return by Selwyn Brown, who this past season did not have an interception. At the 23-yard line and went in to score, they scored in 4 plays. And here's Highsmith, the sweep to the right side. Turns the corner and is spun under. At the 33, Warren Williams checks into the offense. Second down and 3. Testaverde to throw. Here's pressure from the outside. Pass is complete. First down, it is Williams. And Williams is stacked up at the 24-yard line. Has already passed him. You can chuck anywhere in college football. There's movement. And as long as you stay in front of him. But if he gets past you and you hit him, it's illegal.
As long as the receiver is in position to block a defensive back, then there can be contact. But once he gets astride of him or beyond, there cannot be any contact.
And there was contact. They got away with one. Penalty yardage, as you see. And Testaverde to throw. Has all the time in the world. Slips a tackle and then is dropped at the 28-yard line.
250 pounds or more than that, isn't it?
Second and 14, the ball at the 29. He just pushes everybody out of the way.
Yeah, he does. 3 1/4 he benches. That's the number.
Charles Henry, the tight end, to the 21-yard line. Now Penn State with 5 linebackers in this set. Testaverde, 16 of 30, 184 yards. As time slips a bit, throws, it's intercepted by Conlon. Conlon stumbles and falls. I think he saw 6 points.
I think he heard me from up here, too.
Eric Hamilton in motion. And Tim Manoa, the ball carrier.
The fact, Charlie, Penn State has not fumbled their last 3 football games. And Miami has only coughed the ball up 10 times on fumbles this year.
And there's a fumble. And Miami has the ball. And a first down for Miami at the Penn State 31. And the give is to the second back through, Warren Williams. And Williams goes to the 25-yard line. He's second and 4. Little play action fake. And Testaverde is brought down by Pete Giftopoulos. helpless with his first sack.
Set a team record this year for the most amount of penalty yards. It's 770 on the year. They seem to be continuing that trend tonight.
3rd down and 12, back at the 32, and Testaverde rolling right. And he throws deep, has a man, Urban, and he trips. They're going to call pass interference on Penn State. Now, do we have that other angle again? Here it is. Now watch his feet. He trips himself. There, he's not tripped. There, he's not tripped. He hooks himself. Whoop. First down at the 17-yard line. And Williams is pulled back. Oh, you hope that the number 1 doesn't fall on that one call. Here's Warren Williams to the 11, has 3.
He did have those good eyes, Bo.
And I guess that's the reason that they don't have replays if we want to get down to it. 3rd down, it is. What happened? Did a receiver slip? There was nobody over there.
That might have been a mistake on the part of the receiver. There you see Testaverde looking at his receiver and pointing downfield.
And a 28-yard field goal attempt by Mark Seelig with David Kintai holding. Mike Pigza, the snapper. And it is no good. It is off to the right. And the score remains Miami 7, Penn State 7, with 2 minutes and 8 seconds left to go. We're in the 3rd quarter, and the battle for number 1 continues.
All year, he's all padded up, had trouble with the snap there, and Kintai unable to put it down.
And here's DJ Dozier. And just a couple of yards on the play, out to the side, and Roundtree wide to the near side. And Hamilton comes in motion, but if he throws, usually to Dozier or to the tight end. Schaefer steps away. Little pump fake, and he's going to be wrapped up at the 20-yard line. As Dan Stubbs got him, and you look for Schaefer to throw here, and he has not been successful throwing. Little play action doesn't fool him, and a shovel pass underneath, and it's going to be incomplete. And John Bruno kicking, and David Kintai with the return. And once again, Bubba McDowell almost gets to the ball. At the 35, Kintai is going to lose about 3 on the return. 45 yards on the kick, a loss of 3 on the return. We're still tied at 7-7. That was the score at halftime. And here's Bratton. And Melvin has a couple of yards to the 35. Game clock, not the 25 second. And he gets it off with a second. Testaverde drops it over the middle. This one is Highsmith. He has it, and he has the first down as he goes to the 46-yard line on the final play of the 3rd quarter. So are the Canes underway as Trey Bauer makes the tackle. We have 3 complete. We have 1 to go. We are tied 7-7, and we'll be right back after these messages from your local station. We are 15 minutes away from a national champion or national champions. There will be no playoff. Here are the statistics through 3. And a first down for Miami from the 46, Testaverde to throw. It is intercepted by Giftopoulos. To the 45, to the 40, and down at the 36-yard line. Darrell Oliver made the tackle, 24 yards on the return. At the 36-yard line, first down, Miami territory. DJ Dozier, and he goes out of bounds. 2nd down and 7, Hamilton in motion. And it is Steve Smith. Schaefer with pressure and is knocked away. Matt Kisner to hold, and Greg Truitt is the snapper. That's way short. So Massimo misses from 50. And we remain tied at 7-7, and we have 14 minutes and 1 second left in this national championship battle. And here's Melvin Bratton. Sweep to the right side. And once again, the defense is there. And Bob Creasy, we were talking about this during the timeout. All right. 2nd and 11, Testaverde to throw over the middle. Here's Bratton. And he's out to the 44, maybe the 45-yard line. And he's got the first down. Bauer with the tackle and a gain of 12 yards on the play. And a 200-yard difference. Here's Heisman. And he comes down at the Penn State 48-yard line. You know, high numbers. As far as rushing yardage is concerned, they'll go to the rushing attack and then they get away from him. Maybe they'll stay with it here as Highsmith slips. He may break clean. He's to the 30 and goes to the 27-yard line. 19 yards.
Gary Stevens, the offensive coordinator for Miami, says we've got a good rushing attack, but we hate to stay with it too long because you're taking the ball out of Testaverde's hands. Well, they may win the championship with a running game.
And here's Bratton, and he is pushed out of bounds.
No, I wouldn't.
2nd and 9 at the 27. Now they'll throw. Is Testaverde rolling? And it is pulled down. No, he did not get the 1 foot in bounds. 3rd down and 9. Pass is complete to Bratton, and Bratton is down at the 21-yard line, so he'll have about 6 on the play from 38 yards away. And Seelig, remember, missed from 28 yards. This is from 38 yards. And it is good from 38 yards away. And Miami leads for the 2nd time in the ballgame. The score, the Canes 10, the Nittany Lions 7. Will be back with the kickoff. Thomas at the 8-yard line to the 20, and he just scrambles out to about the 28-yard line. So we'll give him 20 yards on the return. Have 11 minutes and 44 seconds, and a first down. And here is Dozier, and he stumbles a bit as he makes his move.
That's because Joe Paterno said we've got to stay away from Benny Blaze if we want to win the football game. Seems like they've been doing it all night long.
2nd down, Schaefer to throw. There's pressure, and he's sacked. 5 sacks. And Rod Carter and Jerome Brown team up for this one. 3rd down and 18. And here's Dozier. Dozier to the 30. Dozier to the 35. And he's going to be about 4 yards shy of the first down. So this pressure every time coming from Bubba McDowell. And here's Kintai to the 20, and he'll be racked up at the 21-yard line, where we have 9 minutes and 37 seconds left. The University of Miami leading Penn State 10-7, and the Canes have the ball. And here's Melvin Bratton. And Bratton goes to the 34-yard line.
Has not had 100 yards. The only one for Miami to do it has been Melvin Bratton.
And here is Bratton. And this time he'll lose a step. 2nd down. Testaverde with both backs into block, throws, and it is intercepted. Conlon to the 5.
That's exactly what Shane Conlon did, and his dreams of his youth may come true tonight.
From the power eye. A scramble for the ball. There was a misconnection on the snap. Manoa and Dozier, the running back. And it's Dozier. Dozier scores. 8 minutes and 13 seconds left in the ball game. And now the extra point attempt. Massimo Manca. And it is good. Rush for more than 3,000 yards. And Massimo Manca to kick off. And Bratton is the deep back. And this is down in the end zone for the touchback. Okay. And here's Alonzo Highsmith to the 25, the 30, 35. He's to the 40. And down at the 42-yard line, it was Duffy Cobbs who saved the day, or he could well have scored. Alonzo 114 yards rushing in 16 carries, 42-yard line first down. And here he comes again. And he has 4 yards to the 46. So you made the statement earlier that Joe Paterno wanted to get inside of his head and cause a little confusion. You know, as a quarterback, that can be deadly if they can do it. And here's Testaverde to throw. Let's see if he can come back, and he does as he goes to Alfredo Roberts, his tight end. The ball is loose on the ground. A fumble at Penn State. Trey Bauer.
That's clearly understandable. You know, big, tough football players, but you get in this situation and we're all human, and Alfredo Roberts feeling it now.
Dozier back to the line of scrimmage, and it is second down and 10. And Schaefer to throw. And his pass is complete at the 43-yard line to Brian Seiberling, the tight end.
Back and a national championship as well.
And here is Schaefer with pressure. He throws and is knocked away. Catch is called for, and he caught it down, and it gets away, slipping out of the grasp. So Jimmy Cefalo, who do you like? Put you on the spot.
I like the Cleveland Browns. I mean, how can you not? We're talking about Bernie Kosar, and this is one of the other great Miami quarterbacks. I like Kosar in that football game.
He goes right back to Alfredo Roberts. The pass is complete. A flag is down. I like that call. And here's the call. Offensive pass interference. Offensive pass interference, 10 yards, and the loss of down back to the 10, so it is second down and 20. And on the draw, here's Highsmith. No gain. It's going to be third down and 20. He goes deep, and it is incomplete. Two receivers in the same area. Urban was there, and Alfredo Roberts was also there.
Alfredo Roberts wanting to make up for the drop ball, and no lack of effort, certainly not at all, by Alfredo Roberts.
Figos with the kick. Takes a Miami roll, then taken on the second hop by Jim Coates, and he'll get a couple of yards on the return, 4 yards on the return. Penn State #1, don't celebrate too soon, 4:56, that is the time remaining. And on the reverse is Ray Roundtree. And Roundtree to about the 46-yard line. And of course, Roundtree made a point to stay in bounds and work some time off of the clock. And here's Dozier. They have a couple of yards to the 48-yard line. 3rd and 5.
Yeah, that's why I'm you're the quarterback.
Manoa and Dan Cilio drops him for a loss of 2. And we've got a timeout taken by Miami. Miami now with 2 timeouts left. Penn State has 1. We'll be back in a moment. And watch for number 48, Bubba McDowell of the Canes. He's on the far side, and he has been close to blocking a punt. And here he comes, and he doesn't get there. And Kintai on the return. And he's down around the 22-yard line. He has pressure. And fights his way out to the 27-yard line.
Or it's January 2nd this year against Penn State.
It is 2nd and 6. And is incomplete, almost intercepted by Trey Bauer. In and out of his arm. 3rd down and 6, 3 wide receivers, 2.5 minutes to go, trailing by 4. Has time, and he goes deep to Bratton. Does he get it? No. He throws it inside, and he had to come back for it. Marcus Henderson had the coverage. Here it is for the title. Nine seconds on the 25-second clock. It's there, first down to Brian Blades. Blades down the sideline, all the way to the Penn State 41-yard line.
A big play by both Blades and Testaverde.
Far side, pass is there. And it is Blades again. Second down. Second and 3. As time, he throws. It is there this time, Brent Perryman. Close to the 25-yard line. And we'll stop the clock. Miami still with 2 timeouts. Penn State with 1. Over the middle. Irvin slips and goes down at the 22. Has 4. Second down and 6.
I change now. That time, he goes to Michael Irvin, the playmaker. He's the one you want to go to when it's in the clutch.
Testaverde. Irvin at the 10. And a big play. Testaverde throws. It is complete at the 5-yard line to Michael Irvin. Henderson wrestles him down at the 5. It'll be second down goal to go. The score 14-10. Forget about the field goal. The margin is 4. By the way, Brian Blades 5 reception, 81 yards, and the key reception of the ball game back at 4th and 6. Here's Testaverde. Looks right, and he is brought down. Tim Johnson got it. Conlon stays in, 13-yard line. Third down and goal. Incomplete. Incomplete. Fourth down. National championship. There is a flag down at the 11-yard line. There are 9 seconds remaining. The penalty against Penn State takes the ball back to the 5 on a personal foul. Spitting the distance to the goal line. Official. The Penn State Nittany Lions are the national champions. John Schaefer's record as a starting quarterback since the 7th grade is now 66-1. And Joe Paterno has won his 199th game. You could talk about numbers for the next week, but there's only one that counts, and that's number 1.
It's an incredible football game by both teams, though. Storybook season for the University of Miami, coming in at 11-0, registering the first undefeated season, the regular year on the part of the University of Miami. And now Penn State will undoubtedly be crowned the national champion.
Offensive guide for Penn State, Dan Morgan, at 6'6", 272 pounds. Every time we saw him this week, he said, say something about the offensive line. Say something about the offensive line. They were magnificent. Penn State was magnificent. And I think the Canes were also. It's just the way that it ought to be. It came down to the last minute of play for the national title. And Vinny Testaverde back at 4th and 6. And it could have been over several minutes ago.
Well, he showed a great deal of character as well, yeah. Bob, with 4th and 6, as you mentioned, throwing the football out to the blades and then getting the first down and giving his team an opportunity to win the football game, and that's what he had to do, Bob.
I think you have to give credit to Joe Paterno and his staff.
All right, this is no shame. This is the way you win a national championship out on the field.
Well, I always hoped you would that way. I think our kids played a great game. They beat a great football team tonight. I think our defense played about as great a college football game as I've ever seen.
They were so persistent, they just destroyed the passing ribbon of Miami.
Well, I think our defensive coaches did a super job getting the kids ready. And I came up with the big plays. They've done that now for 2 years. They're a great bunch of kids.
You've won a lot of big games, but this is the biggest one.
Well, it's one of the biggest ones, certainly. We've had a lot of luck in our life, and I have been fortunate to be around a lot of great young people and great coaches. And I just thank the good Lord for everything he's given me.
All right, congratulations, Coach. You guys are number 1.
Well, I think so.
All right, back up to Bob Costas.
The sun-kissed outstanding players in tonight's ball game. Shane Collin for Penn State with 2 interceptions and 8 tackles. Alonzo Highsmith for Miami, 18 carries. He rushed for 119 yards, and each player will receive a special trophy in honor of his achievement in tonight's game. And Sunkist will donate $2,500 to the General Scholarship Fund of Penn State in Miami in their names. The final score, Penn State 14 and Miami 10. And